I'm Gavin Blakeley, owner of Blakeley's Landscaping, here on the Wolf Den to tell y'all about how I went from a one-man show to a 7-figure business.
I got hella problems. Don't need no shovel, handle dirt with choppers. You get your issues, try killing me. Eliminate all contenders, talk about ending me. Got Glocks and Drakes, some bullets sped out 'em. Yeah, the mortician can't get the lead.
All right, guys, we are back in the Wolf Den today. We got
Austin Hebert.
And Duncan Martin.
and we got our special guest,
Gavin Blakeley.
and y'all know who I am already. So,
Yeah, we know. We know
so
who you
Mr.
are,
Gavin,
guy.
been trying to get you here for a while now. Finally was able to get you and fit you into the schedule.
Yeah, man. Busy life, you know?
And then you still got a dinner appointment tonight at 8:15. That man don't stop.
Yeah, just got to keep it moving. I'm thankful to be here. Appreciate y'all. Glad I could finally get down here and knock this out with y'all. We've done
Absolutely.
business before, and it's cool to be a part of something like this for sure.
Hell yeah. So do you want to give the viewers a little bit of insight on what you do and exactly like what your business is?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so basically I own a landscape company in the New Orleans area. We service, Thibodeau area, but Baton Rouge all the way to Pearl River. We're a full turnkey maintenance company, but we also have an installation side. So we do it from ground up if you're building a property, if it's commercial, residential, anything you could think of, a backyard paradise. My company comes in, we start from the beginning, we plan it, we prep for it, we build a estimate around what your budget is, and then we execute and come in and build a paradise if it's in front of your house, your building, your backyard, whatever you like.
I'm glad you explained that in more detail because, to be honest, there's so many guys down here in this area who say, I got a landscaping company, and they just mow lawns, right? And that's it.
Yeah.
So that can mean so many different things.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you do some more, high-level stuff.
Is that what y'all could consider, like, classified as a landscaping company?
Yeah, landscaping, obviously varies, right? There's people that do different things, like he's saying. But basically for us, for me at least, I used to do this as a kid. I had to earn money as a young boy. I pushed a lawnmower when I was about 13 years old, as crazy as it sounds, and I basically built this thing from nothing. So when I was 13, I pushed a mower, started earning money in the neighborhood at extension cord on a blower, right?
So he was that landscape company.
Yeah,
that
so
you're
I'm
trying
the
to-
guy you're talking
Yeah,
about, right?
yeah. Come on.
That's normal as
Piece
a
of
kid,
shit.
though. That's
No,
normal as
this
a
is our
kid.
guest, man. He's supposed to be nice to this guy.
I'm saying he's doing better than that. That's what I'm saying.
But basically, man, my parents helped me, went to Sears. We've got a 0-turn lawnmower. They helped me finance it. I paid the note on it.
Whoa. How long ago was this?
Dude, this is like...
You said Sears.
Yeah.
Nick's so young, he don't even know what Sears
I don't
is.
even remember. Well, I know what Sears is, but I remember going in there, but like,
Yeah.
how
There's
old
a
are
big
you?
empty place in
I'm
the mall.
26.
Dude, you 26?
Yeah.
Shit, he's younger than you.
Younger
You
than
know
me.
Sears.
What the hell?
Yeah. But, dude, so, like, we walked in. I picked out a lawnmower I wanted. So then I was riding the 0-turn around. My parents, helped me to get my first truck. And I was putting it in the back of the truck, going around. And then by that time, I was probably a sophomore in high school. I had a trailer that was coming to school with me. I was rolling out after school to go cut grass. And by the time I was a senior, I had like 60-something properties underneath contract. So
Man, hustling.
I was probably making $60,000, $70,000 a year as a senior in high school, cutting grass half a days,
Oh, so you've been saving up for a while. So that's how you been getting them Corvettes.
No, I mean, I did like half and half school, not half and half. It's half day as a senior. So like I was going to the Satellite Center, which is like a prep college deal that St. Charles Parish has. And, I was doing the VOTEC thing to go work in a refinery. And I ended up getting an internship with Dow. So I sold all the stuff, the equipment, the yards, and I went to the refinery. But I didn't realize how much time I was going to have, right? So I started taking customers back and started answering the phone again, and I was hustling after work by myself. I was getting home 10, 11 o'clock at night, but I was only taking landscape jobs. So, like, if you wanted mulch at your house or flowers or a little change of scenery, I was taking stuff, getting off of work and going knock it out, And I got to a point where I couldn't do it no more. I was on turnarounds were coming up and stuff, so I had found 2 Spanish guys, and they started working for me, and I was finding myself leaving at lunch and not coming back for 2 hours. And, I could see myself starting to get in trouble. So I brought in a couple more people and I started building it. And like 2 years in, I had, yards running. I had, I had stuff going on outside of my regular day life. You know, it was a side hustle kind of turned into, a business. And Ida came, and I had locked into the refinery to, do the hurricane prep, and I stayed there for like a week or so. And when they let me out of there, I made the decision, like, there's so much work, so much destroyed. Like, I have all the equipment and people. Like, I'm quitting.
That was the time to either make the choice to either jump ship and
Yeah.
jump onto your own
So
ship.
I remember, dude, like, I'm like, fuck, I only have like a week worth of work on my books right now. I got a job where I'm making $180,000 a year every year, doing nothing. One of the best jobs I've ever had,
Hard
I mean,
talk,
yeah,
right,
we
bro?
worked and then you put in the hours and you're getting up and you're going to this place, but it's not like out here digging up plants and shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so that's what Ida's 2022. You fast forward to now, we're in a huge building. We have trucks all over the place. I have office staff. So needless to say, it started from nothing, and I've grown it on my own to, doing big numbers and growing an awesome team. That's the biggest thing, because without my team, we're nothing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with any of you guys. I mean, y'all have businesses, and if you don't have the staff behind you, so when you go sell a job and, whenever I go to somebody's house and I'm like, hey, this room is just sheetrock, right? And I'm like, I can put fuzzy stuff on the wall. I can put black panels here. And, people are looking at you like, what the hell? Like, that sounds awesome. But until you execute it, so like when it's finished and then they walk in there like, holy shit, look at this place, But it's just as good as my word, right? So, they trust you from the beginning, and my team backs me on all my projects, and we knock it out the park. And when there's a problem in-house with us, we solve it. We don't bite back. I don't care what it costs to make if an issue or something the customer doesn't like. If it takes a change order, it takes it. But we handle business.
Do you have a good team of like project managers that you kind of delegate?
So the way we
main-
do it is called crew leaders. The way we run it. So like, I'll build a job out, get a team, we'll put together the renderings or whatever, right? But our crew leaders, we have a lot of Hispanic guys that work for us, and so for me, there's some language barriers, right? But we have crew leaders which drive the truck, right? So those people are responsible for the maintenance on the truck, making sure it's up to date, like keeping up with it before the trucks leave, getting all the heavy equipment, whatever has to go, skid steers, excavator, XYZ, right? And then they have the plans for that job. So when they get to the job, they're the ones directing the job on what's going to happen, how's it going to go. If they have questions, they call in the office or me, and, just keeping everything in a loop. So you have a focal point. That person really isn't like the person out there doing the work, but basically controlling what's going on, right?
Right.
So
Like the design process, is that like you kind of designing and like they bring you stuff, or like
yeah,
you
so
have, like,
it's
a
me. So
team?
basically what I do is, like, let's say you call us out, right? Hey, just built a brand new house in Thibodeau. I need y'all to come out, take a look. The concrete just got poured. We're looking to get grass and XYZ, right? So I'll come out, ask you, most people don't know what the hell about plants or what's going on, right? But they do know, like, I like purple, I like this color, I like this. We want low maintenance. I want palm trees. So you can get the vibe of what they're looking for, right? And you get what they like. But the thing is, most people don't know what they really like, but they know what they don't like, right? You're like,
Right,
I don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
this. I don't. So what I like to say is I listen to the I don'ts, right? So I take all the I don'ts and I put them on a notepad and, on my iPad, and then I'll go back to the office, and then I'll take pictures while I'm there. And when I go to the office, I have a program where I can draw everything out. So we'll draw out the entire process of what the job's going to look like from what I think. We'll submit it back to you. You look at it like, I don't like this, I don't like that. I'll tweak it. And then once we get it perfect, then we build a price. And then sometimes the problem with the landscaping industry that I see on the new construction side is it's the last thing, right? So you're building a house and your builder gets you through the whole process, and he's like,
No,
you know,
gotta
oh, I
include
want the
that.
countertops. I want the extra sink.
Yeah.
I want the different cabinets. I want to add this accent, right? So cash gets tight because all those change orders cost cash usually. It's not inside the loan. So landscaping is usually a cash-funded deal. So you'll have people like, start pulling back. So like I might go out and quote a job with a certain type of grass, right? But there's a cheaper type of grass. So they're like, well, we want to keep it in this budget. You're at like 12,000. We want to be around 10. So like there's ways to work it, right? So I can look at it instead of changing the way the house looks. I can just change the type of grass and get the price down, and it doesn't cost me anything. My profit margins are the same, and the customer's happy because they're saving money.
See, like me, whenever I build up my final house, right? Like we just got a house built and we in there, but we don't plan on staying there for long.
Yeah.
We have property where we're gonna build at, and that's gonna be like our final place where we stay.
Yeah.
I want like a little koi fish pond walking up into my steps to my front door. So I know already that I have to like call you and include you in the building process.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit that I want that's gonna have to be done that's included like during the building process. Yeah. You too, for what this kind of stuff that you want.
But yeah,
I mean,
didn't say that.
I'm just saying, like, especially.
I don't know about all koi
Yeah,
fish.
so, like, that's
I mean,
something-
but I'm talking about like a little chipping green or anything like
Yeah,
that.
no.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
a
no.
heated driveway for the wintertime.
No, I do
if
like
we
the
do-
turf aspect.
You know
like
what
you
I
was
mean?
talking. No,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just throwing it out
I mean,
there.
I don't think it gets that cold
Hey,
guy
look,
down here
look,
for a heated
If we plan
driveway.
on making the money that I want to make one day, is that something that you potentially can do? Like, make the concrete turn your car while you're turning?
Whatever you want, dog. We'll make
You
it
know what I mean?
happen.
You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah. I
I'm
can
just
put
saying.
you on a pedestal. What you want to do?
No, you know,
That's all.
hey, Nick's gonna get like, get a shrub with that hat design like on your front yard.
So on that note, what's some of like the more wild things you've had to build?
Yeah,
out?
that's all about that. That's kind of where I was getting at.
I like dealing with water features, you know.
There we go.
no,
Koi
yeah.
fish
So,
walkway pond.
like,
Up to the
I mean,
front.
yeah, with the koi ponds and stuff are cool. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really basic because it's just a liner that holds water and with a pumping system. And in a fish, you just got to keep the water a certain pH.
Yeah,
or
but then
whatever.
yeah, but I want blocks that separate that you gotta walk to each block in order to get to your destination. You know what I mean?
You walking to heaven or to your house?
I want it to feel like a walk. You know what I mean?
That dude got big goals.
No, that's
Yeah.
cool. I like that. Man, to me, I mean, I've done a lot of cool stuff, you know, a lot of big transformations. But to me, the like big jobs are what are cool to me, right? The start to finish, right? Like we did a hotel in the Holiday Inn in Thibodaux, and like, you know, we're using huge forklifts and just the big equipment that we bring out to you know, do the irrigation and boring underneath sidewalks, and you know, the project is a disaster. You know, whenever we first come in, and it's like it feels like no progress is being made throughout, you know, because it just takes so long to do it, you know. And then within weeks, it all starts coming together.
You just finally see
And
the
then
light
all
at
of
the
a sudden,
tunnel.
like within 2 weeks, like a project like that, it's just like this masterpiece, you know. Like it went from you would pass and didn't even realize it was a job site. And you pass like, holy shit, there's a brand new Holiday Inn because of the landscaping.
What was that y'all that like did you decide like were y'all kind of like the decision on like the outside lighting too?
So we not on that project, but like sometimes if we get on like some of these like uptown houses and like, you know, higher scaled houses, and we deal with like interior designers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a lot of planning from the beginning that goes with the landscape, like lighting and you know, where plants go. And the cool part is a lot of interior designers do exterior work too, and so like they map the inside the house, inside plants to match the plants that are outside the house, porch plants. Like it's crazy how far landscaping actually goes compared to when you see like just a guy driving down the road with a lawnmower that says like XYZ landscape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's really an art. I mean, you gotta have
landscaping so they can find you first in the
No, that's crazy. You ever seen when they do the? I just saw a video. That's why I remember thinking when you said the lighting. They have like these rocks, but I guess they react with certain kind of lights or whatever, but they glow. It's like I don't know if it's like a glow stone or whatever they call it, but on the side of the driveways, I'm about to show you a picture of it out there. But dude, it's kind of crazy. Like they'll line
like a fluorescent. Like
yes,
rock or
but they'll line the driveways with them
with the little pebbles, or
yes,
oh,
yeah, it's like a
I've
little
seen that.
yeah.
And they run the LEDs.
Yeah,
underneath
but
the white pebbles.
yes, and it makes everything
like,
like
see, that's why I like stuff
it's
like
wild.
that. And then like on my backyard, I would like stuff like lights embedded into my concrete and like different walkways that's motion censored. I don't want to ever have to flip on a switch, right? I just want to be able to walk and it knows that I'm there and I could just turn on and, you know.
So I bet you deal with that a lot, huh? People seeing stuff on like TikTok and social media like, I want this in there.
Yeah, well, the problem that I have with that is a lot of people see this stuff and it's like
unrealistic
plants.
dreams.
It's like up north plants that don't live here, right? It's like all these
yeah.
exotics.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah,
was
we
gonna
can
be my
bring
next
them in, but
question.
the problem is
They're not gonna survive.
It's not gonna survive.
Yeah.
You know, so like all the cool ideas you see. I mean, like all of this is probably some type of Pinterest or some type of stuff y'all seen, right? So like that kind of stuff, like that kind of stuff is doable. But like where we have the problem with Pinterest is the plants. Like they'll show you some type of grass that grows on a mountain in Africa. You know,
Well, no,
what I'm
you
saying?
got- you
And,
gotta
like,
know
We
what
love
it-
the way this makes a flower, and it's like that doesn't grow here.
I mean, we had that problem. My mom wanted, I think it was jacarandas all over, and she tried growing them for years. They get up, maybe 6, 7 feet tall. Brant, shut up. They get up to about 7 feet tall, and then a freeze hits every couple of years.
Yeah,
Kills
starts
them.
the whole process over again. Eventually, we uprooted it. I was like, Mom, you got to let it go. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You probably know like what every single kind of tree that can grow down here between a water oak and
Yeah, I know a
whatever.
lot of it, but you'll be surprised how much you learn every day.
Right.
You know, it's like people show you things that they want, like what y'all are talking about that you see, and you got to go do your homework on it before you tell them yes or no. You know what I'm saying?
Or does anybody ever come to you and just be like, look, all I know is I want a paradise back here. I'm giving you free range. I just want to look at it before you start the process.
Well, yeah, I mean it's kind of like that, but like I like the open budget jobs, right? So
Yeah.
I've had a few of those where it's like, no budget, make it look right. You know what I'm saying? And those are cool because you can freestyle it, and you can build them exactly what they want, and it's crazy how much this shit costs, It really is. Like, yeah, we do well, but like the cost to do these jobs, people think we're making all the money. The cost. I mean, outside the cost of the material, the equipment it takes to do it, I mean, you come to my office, there's, millions of dollars
insurance.
of stuff, and insurance, the fuel, the labor, then you add the material, so whenever you want landscaping, you have to budget for it. It's not just something that, you can just have somebody come out and, do
Yeah, it's
it.
not as simple as grass and dirt. And
Yeah.
But,
So that's-
people
if
never
that's any
consider.
advice you would give people that would be that
People
budget.
never consider in the price. They think, oh, it's just the price you're giving because you give it. They never consider like the actual money you have to put into it. I mean, we were talking about that this week with, different clients looking at things and, oh, how is it equaling that much? Well, it takes this many hours to do it. This worker, and this worker have to be paid for those hours.
Yeah.
We have to make something on top of that, plus the equipment, everything thrown
So
into
I've
it.
changed the way we do invoicing, like or quotes. Like before I used to give this big itemized list down to each plant, and then what they do with that. So I go back to my office and make this big rendering and all these things and give you an itemized list, right? And they just take it and you own a landscape company, and they just hand it to you, right? Well, if you do that legwork and then that customer gives it to us, we're gonna beat your price every time. Right. So now I just do a blanket, like landscaping front yard and just list everything that's going to happen. Landscaping backyard, grass installation, the irrigation installation, and
You just put a final price. You're not
a
label
final
it.
price. It's not itemized down because when you itemize it, that's how people see where you're making your money or what you're doing, and then they got people that come in and just do it for nothing just so they can get the job from under you. So for me, the biggest thing for me is word of mouth. We do all the internet and social media, which is awesome, so people can see the product to have a reference, right? But for me, like when you see a Blakeley's truck, it's because you went to your friend's house and saw their landscape, and they're like, holy shit, who did this? Blakeley's. And then 2 days later, you're going down the road, and you're like, damn, there went a Blakeley's truck right there that did so-and-so's yard that we had this weekend, right? So for me, it's like having those customers, or like you go to a party and you're like at your friend's house and you're like, holy shit, this backyard is badass. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, what did this cost? And your friend's gonna tell you like, dude, this tree right here was this much, like this, da. So when you go home and you talk to your wife, like, hey, we got to do something with our yard. You already know what it costs before you call me.
Right.
So it's trying to build that clientele, and that's where we're going. We're building up to like a clientele that knows what to expect before we come out. I don't want to keep running ads on Facebook that I get Miss Sue and Miss Janice or Mr. Bob that's retired at home and has a landscape that's 10 by 2 and just needs his weeds picked, because at some point overhead and stuff costs, and there's always somebody that can come do that for you, right? We're trying to move into a market of, the customer has the money, they know what it costs, and they're ready to execute a cool project. You know what I'm saying? And then the cool part is, like I was saying about the maintenance, is we service those projects that we do, right? So if we come and install this big old project at your house that you just built, we're going to maintain it, underneath the contract usually, because most people don't have lawnmowers or don't have the time to manage the property. And these projects are usually big, so it's a good maintenance contract. It's just not like a little yard in some random neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all ever like use like marketing tactics, like as far as like if you see a neighborhood being built and people starting to move in, like y'all just go and like hey, have 3 trucks just go drive around here periodically, like 3 times throughout the day. You know what I mean? Like just to make sure that you know.
So
that
I don't
people
do
are-
it like that, but I am pretty slick. So like I'll see houses coming up with different names because the signs are out front, and I start making the phone calls
Oh,
because
okay.
I'm in
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
contractors
yeah.
in most areas, you know. And I'm like, hey, look, I saw y'all had that house going up over here. Just curious if y'all have if the customer has somebody. Actually, I don't think they have somebody. I'm gonna refer her over to you. You
And
know.
then it starts.
So then it's like, all right, so we in on one, you know, and they
Right,
got 2 down the street. So then, you know, you've got 3 houses coming up on the same street. Usually, the 3 people are talking every day, going look at their houses after work, you know. So it's like, oh, Blakeley's just came out and they gave us a price to do grass. Oh, let me get that number because we're getting our concrete next week. We need to get landscaping over here too, and it just trickle falls, you know.
Well, I'm probably sure you met some cool people doing that too, right? Like any
Yeah.
famous people. I mean, you don't have to say their names, but did you?
Yeah, I mean, I service all my maintenance route services a lot of the basketball players, football players. So I'm in with a lot of good people, and the thing is once you get in with those people, it's a trust circle, right? So, you know, once they trust you, they're gonna allow you. They don't want to use anybody outside of their circle, right? So like, if this person cuts the grass, they want everybody's using the same person. So, you know, I have probably like 15 or 16 players that I deal with, you know.
That's badass.
So, like the Alvin Kamara house that's posted everywhere is for
Yeah.
sale. That's my guys
that?
doing that.
Yeah. Get us some tickets, bro.
So it's cool, you know, and it's just building relationships. And I got that from dealing with a contractor, you know. And he trusts his contractor trusts me, and it's just a relationship, you know.
That what's his name? Is it Randall
It's
Gay?
Renard.
No, Randall Gay that played on the Saints.
I don't deal with him.
You know who I'm talking about though? He was like a wide receiver. Brent. Am I completely off base right here?
Yeah.
I
I was about to say, I don't
Yeah,
even
like
think
a
we're
wide-
talking to, I don't think he was
Or
ever
maybe
on.
something Randall. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get some hate for this.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I really thought his last name was Gay. I'm pretty sure it was. Hold on. I ain't got my phone.
Maybe he
Can you
thinks your
search
last
it?
name is
Can
gay.
you search it? Can you search it before I get in trouble right here?
Well, he's
I
Get
was
in
just
trouble.
I was
The-
just
the
wondering-
people are going to eat
I
you
was
up
just
on this
wondering.
one.
I was just wondering, like, if you like did his house too, because he had like a nasty house out there. Huh? Wide receiver. Like probably like 10, 15 years ago.
No, he's expired, bro.
Yeah, but he still has a nice house, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Can you just look it up? The name that I asked.
I don't think that guy exists.
Dude, I'm telling you. I just,
look up the gay dude from the Saints.
I'm probably gonna get some stuff I don't want.
oh my god.
Gay wide receiver from the Saints. See what that
No,
gets you.
dude. Anyway.
That's crazy.
You mentioned that you did start with just mowing lawns and stuff like that when you were
Yeah.
younger. At what point did you make that switch and realize like I can start getting more technical with this and doing big projects? Like when did you flip
So,
it
like-
to that next level?
So like for me, right? So like when I was young, I cut grass, right? But I also did like mulch and stuff, and like that's where you make bigger money, right? So like I said, I had like 60, 70 grand I was making doing the
Randall
doing the
Gay.
grass.
All right. Thank you.
Cornerback.
He was a cornerback. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Right.
Good job.
So
man.
that's all I was
crazy.
wondering if you did it. All right.
When did
So,
he play?
Everybody, this is to everybody in here, not the viewers, right? All right, right. Not you, not you. But y'all, yeah.
Damn.
So 20 years ago, it's my bad. Okay. I'm off a little bit.
Damn, he know a little something about
Yeah,
sports.
yeah. I
bro.
know a little something.
That's funny. But no, so like I wasn't cutting grass after working all day, right? So like people would call me to come change out mulch and stuff, and I have a green thumb, I guess, you know. So like I figured out this program a long time ago before AI became a thing, and like I've worked on it at work. Like I had so many hours of downtime, and like I just like would take pictures of stuff and work on it, and so like if you have a picture or a blueprint or something, you can do it, you know. So once you get a little manpower to help you, you know, it was like just show the guys like, hey, look, we're gonna do this here today. Okay, boss.
Do you remember like your first project where they asked you to make something creatively like that?
I don't, but I could probably go on my phone and show you on the app that I used on my phone because I still have it and paid a membership for it. Although I don't use that no more.
Just so you can have that.
Just so I can go look at old shit I've done. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, you came and videoed a cool one that we did in Destran.
Yeah,
We turn the lights out at the end and
Yep,
turn them
yep,
on
yep,
for
yep.
all the uplighting. and
Yeah,
the
actually, I
landscape.
remember that one and with the fountain and all in it.
Fountain, the pool, everything.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a big job.
That was actually a clean house.
Yeah.
Actually, I like that. I actually like that house.
That was like a $350,000 job.
yeah, that was actually crazy.
Yeah.
that was a that,
And that's
that
just
needs-
the landscaping side of things.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's wild.
yeah.
That's pretty wild.
So if If you ain't got no money, don't fucking call this guy.
No, it's not about that. And see, that's the thing though. Like
Duncan.
I always wanted to feel like anybody can call, like on the maintenance side, but yeah, on the landscape side, we it's not a cocky thing. We
Yeah, you're just
Well, like this,
You're just trying to do upscale.
well, I'll
that's
put
all.
it to
it's
you
not
like,
that, it's cost, right?
yeah.
It's just
Well, I'll put it
cost.
to you like-
It costs so much to come out, so it's hard to waste time going look at something that just it's not feasible to even look at.
Look, we go-
Yeah, you got a lot of overhead now.
We
You
go
gotta
we go put
support-
a little small pavilion or something like in my backyard. I'm not gonna call you and waste your time for what we're gonna do at a house that I'm not really living at. But whenever I have my permanent house,
Yeah.
you better bet your ass I'm gonna call you and you're gonna
Yeah.
be meeting with the contractor because we got things that we gotta put together. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, you gotta
Get
figure
this
it out
cooking.
before. Oh no, I've been cooking. I've been thinking about. Dude, we didn't even move into to the house that we in right now, and I was already thinking about the next house that we're gonna build. Yeah, I was just I move fast.
No, that's good. You gotta set goals and keep going. If not, you just dying.
Exactly. Or you just staying stagnant.
Yeah. So,
What I
for
want
me, like like I said, 2022, I left the refinery and it's been a lot of growth. So it's just like it's been a lot of growth, and spending money, every dollar it makes going back. So this year is like 2026 for me isn't a year of growth. It's gonna be a year of growth to hopefully meet new people and cool projects we're gonna take on. But as far as like equipment and people, I wanna take this year to stack and it's grown so fast. I really don't have a lot of processes and stuff. So I want to get the in-house perfect now.
Yeah.
That way, all the little complaints we have and stuff that shouldn't be happening on the maintenance side and things can be perfected, and the people we have are perfected at what they do. That way it can just continue running, because I found ourselves running into a lot of headaches lately. Little things, but the little things add up when it keeps happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I was actually getting at to ask you. What would be like one of like your hardest struggles that you dealt with as far as like growing this business so far, being all the way from like whenever you're 13 all the way to now, like what would you say be like the hardest thing that you had to like overcome, I would say, to get to the next step? Because there's levels to it, right? And you obviously
levels.
you obviously at a higher level. You know what I mean? You up
Yeah.
there on the scale.
To
I know
be
that.
honest, it sounds crazy, but like there was really no obstacles because everything happened slowly but fastly. Like the work was coming in, right? And like I wouldn't buy equipment. I wouldn't buy another piece of equipment unless the contracts backed it, right?
Mhm.
So like all of our bills are paid within the contracts we have. We got like right at 400 contracts of maintenance, right? So that check comes in on the first of every month. Well, between the first, it's billed on the first every month, right? So my guys' salaries are counting on it. The office staff's counting on it. The trucks, the insurance, the things you talk about, right? So when these landscape crews run, that's money in the bank, right? So the way I did it is we scaled it, right? So like I brought in somebody, and we started cutting grass. I had a couple customers. I only had like 8 customers that we were cutting grass for because like I told you, I stopped cutting grass. So when I started picking back up, I was at the refinery. I was only doing like little landscape cleanups and stuff. So I'm like, when I quit, like I told you, I only had a week worth of work. I'm like, I have to do something that's residual where I can at least, if I don't have any landscape jobs, there's money still coming in, right? So I was like, I'm gonna have to start cutting grass again. So I got somebody and we started, and it was costing me money because I was having to pay this person a salary to go cut grass by himself. I didn't even have enough yards. And then once I had it to where I can pay 2 or 3 people on that truck, and then I went and bought a new truck, and I was making $0. I was paying for the fuel, the insurance of the truck, and the people, right? And then I had to split one of them off to another truck. So that truck was costing me money, right? But the contracts were paying for the first truck, the labor, and everything in it. So then I kicked the bucket, kicked somebody over that, because I had more yards coming in. That truck was full. It couldn't take any more people. I wasn't making money, right? But then what starts happening is as you build these routes, like you have 10 on this street, 10 on this street, 10 in this neighborhood, 10 over here. Now you could start making money because now you're taking it and the route's getting closed up, right? So before this truck was running from Baton Rouge to Pearl River, now you got a truck just in Baton Rouge. Now you got a truck just in Destrehan. Now you got a truck just in Lula. Now you got a truck just here, there, right? So now you're compacting yards and you're making money because they went from doing 5 yards a day spread out. Now you got a truck rolling 26, 27 properties a day.
Well, I like how you said that and like how you kind of dig your business like that. As far y'all have the main one, right? The maintenance side that y'all fund everything, and then like you just said, whenever y'all go out and do a landscaping job, that's money in the bank. We
Right.
kind of did the same thing like over here. Like our marketing is what really funds us, and then
Yeah.
whenever we have like a videography job or something like that,
Yeah.
that's money in the bank.
It's money in the bank, right? So for me, like, I want to pump this thing up 20, 30 years and sell it because you can get great money for a landscape company, I mean, there's big franchises and
That's what I was about to ask you too. Who you gonna sell to? Like, you gonna try to sell to somebody big that has like a already like established unit, or are you gonna try to sell to
private equity, whoever brings the
Yeah,
most
that's what
money.
I'm about to say, private equity.
Well, let me ask you this: you mentioned you're trying to tidy up some in-office stuff, and then what do you think the next steps of growth are? Like, you thinking like adding more trucks to the current area, or actually adding another area, like I guess another facility to where
Stepping
you can
into another
So I
zone.
don't
yeah, like
think-
another region. I would
Right.
say.
So like I would love to move into another region, right? But I feel like there's so much more work still around us. There's so much
That you haven't
grass and stuff that
capitalized
we
on,
haven't
yeah.
even touched on, right? So like I haven't went after any like so let's just rewind, right? So now that we're where we are with the maintenance thing, right? I have residential, I have commercial, and I have an industrial side, right?
Oh, so y'all doing like stuff like at oil?
So actually, mine is on a sewer side, my industrial side. So all on the North Shore, they dig ponds when they build these cookie cutter neighborhoods, right? They have sewer systems that's managed by a company. So my guys go and cut all the ditch banks and all the high fence around all the sewer treatment plants. So I cut all of them on the North Shore, every neighborhood you could think of. So I have that, and then on the commercial side, it's buildings, hotels,
gas station.
gas stations, all of that, and then we have the residential side. But for me, I haven't went into like the I guess you could say like government contracts on the maintenance side yet. And
Do you want to get into that?
and that's where I want to move to next. So like I
Why?
want to bid on like all the interstates and the different Veterans Boulevard.
because it's probably
yeah,
big
Well,
money.
It's big
and-
money, but
well, it's
do you
not
know
that
what
it's
comes
big
with
money,
that
but
too,
we
though?
talk about growth, right? So like maintenance isn't really a breadwinner, right? But it allows you to put the trucks on the road. It allows you to scale a business, right? The more forefront you have and people see, the more people
Yeah,
are going to
you're right,
call you
yeah.
to do more work,
That would be good
right?
for that for
So
sure.
it allow you to grow the company, and now you got more trucks, you got more manpower. Now you can go after even bigger landscape jobs, right? So
Put you in a different category.
put you in a
But
different category.
Also, though, like, are you gonna be prepared for that, or are you gonna have somebody that you got hired that's gonna because like whenever you start doing government jobs, that's a lot of paperwork and a lot of different things that you got to start getting into.
Well, yeah, I mean, so like, as far as office staff goes, we have that. So, that's covered. We're good there. But I think my biggest thing that I need to find, I guess you could say my biggest obstacle is finding the next me. Right?
You'll never find it.
You'll never find it, but I'm starting to look and venture to find somebody that can start doing the renderings and have this kind of the same thoughts to meet with these people and, because it all starts, like I said, we got the team to do it, but if you can't provide the product and to show them what they want, then you don't have it, right? Like you can go out, say you're on a landscape company, old school style, right? You go out, you look at a job and you draw it on paper, that's how a lot of people do it still. They draw it out, they label the bushes, they got a key on the bottom. This is your landscape, right? And then I come along, I take a picture and I show you a 3D module of your house. Who you going with?
But yeah,
You don't even know what the
Yeah.
fucking azalea is,
yeah, no, I mean that's true. That's,
but you see a picture of it and you're
Yeah.
like, holy shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
So if I can find somebody that can go out, meet the customer, and it's gonna happen, right? But it's just time.
My question is, and I'm not trying to doubt that you're gonna find that or anything, but for that guy or whoever that person might be, if they can do that, or like 9 times out of 10, are they not probably running their own thing already?
No, because you have designers, you have architects, you have different people that just do that, just planning, draftsmen. I mean, there's different
Yeah,
people in
yeah.
different categories. You got to think. So any new construction build with a permit commercially has to have a set of landscape plans. So there's people that only do landscape plans every day of their life, right? It's part of the project. You gotta have so much greenery in front of a new commercial space in order for it to pass code. So there's people out there that are just doing this daily. That's their job, So really, there's firms, there's landscape firms where these people work at, and you could pick those kind of people off. You know, they're only making so much money working for Joe Blow, right? Whereas they come to you, you can offer commission, you can do different things where it can give them potential to make more money.
I'm sure it's like any other industry, but is there like shows and stuff that y'all go to, like landscape conventions and things
so
that
we
you
went to
learn about new
Kentucky we went to Kentucky 2 years ago to the Equipment Expo, and it's every type of lawnmower, machine. Outside, it's every vendor you could think of.
Yeah, I
like,
think I seen
down to
videos,
Chinese
yo,
shit,
yeah.
where they got lawnmowers driving themselves and shit underneath, like looks like a Roomba outside cutting grass.
That's crazy.
You know, and that was badass. You get to see all the new electrical stuff coming out, the different landscape trucks, the options you have. There's if you can think it, it's there.
I think your boy was he posted some videos of you like testing out like one of the zero turns and stuff. Yeah, I think I seen those.
Yeah, I mean, we actually came home and bought a bunch of shit after that.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm pretty sure.
shit we
Yeah,
saw.
you posted some pictures. I'm pretty sure I saw that too. You was, what you bought like 3 or 4 zero turns or something like
Yeah,
that.
we bought like 3 or 4 zero turns. We bought a skid steer. I liked how the Kubota lineup was that came out. So we got this new stand-up Kubota stand-on machine, and then we got the enclosed cab skid steer. So it's cool as shit to go to those shows, And actually last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to Mobile, Alabama to the plant show. So it's like all the big dog vendors were there and basically like trying to wheel and deal to get you to buy through them,
And went there
Wholesale.
like a big nursery or something, like a bunch of different ones?
Yeah, all the huge
All the huge
nurseries
nurseries.
bring in all their exotic plants to show you what they grow.
That's crazy.
Like their backdrop might be like their facility on a drone picture, so you can see like how big they are and and I mean it's a huge market, You'd be surprised. Like my vendor is off the chain, so he works with me. I work with him. We got a good relationship. If I call for something, it'll be there the next day. It can be one plant. He's driving 3 hours to bring it to me just because of our relationship, and he knows the volume we do with him. And some of these big corporate companies and stuff that have these big nurseries that are right next door to them, they want you to make a minimum of $10,000 order, and then they charge you $500 for freight to bring it down. We doing 10,000 way bigger orders. It's just sometimes you just need that one thing, and like that's what's huge. Having that connection where it's gonna show up on the doorstep.
Do you ever run into like neighborhoods like where it's like buddies and stuff that live in the same neighborhood, and like one might see you got something, so he's like, oh, I gotta have whatever he got, or I might need something a little bit better. So then like you start making some links because they like have some like pissing contests kind of in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a couple of those, for sure, but that's usually not with the dudes; it's with the women,
Yeah.
She got hers done, and then the husband's calling.
What
"Hey,
those
you wanna
shrubs
come
Sandra's got? I want better shrubs.
Yeah, that's
good
crazy.
shit.
Do you put the same amount of like care that you put into these projects into your own like personal property, or do you do anything crazy with that?
That's usually how it is. That's exactly how it is. Dude,
That's what I was
well, you want to know
expecting.
something funny? Me and Taylor, we've been having 4 picture frames on the wall that we just have not got. Look at what the fuck we in
Dude
right
got
now.
buku
Look how many
cameras.
cameras we have right
And we
here.
got no pictures
and
of
we
them.
don't have 4 pictures of me and my fiance on our wall because that's how it, like, I don't know. It just like you ain't got no
When I
budgets.
come
or
home, I'm
nothing.
done.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And I got the guys that do the shit. I mean, it's something nice. It's simple outside. It looks cool, but it's.
But at
not-
the end of the day, it's like you say,
Yeah.
yeah, you love what you do, but it's still work. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to continue it.
yeah.
you probably don't want to have to go back home and shit. Now I need to go do something on my pool.
He got another maintenance person to do his own shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could have that. That wouldn't be bad, you know.
We just fucking. So like my building's on the interstate in New Orleans. So like when you pass, so it was like a cream color. And we spent like $20,000 on signage on the outside of it, and I fucking started playing with the program. I looked up, took a picture of the building. I painted it lime green. I'm like, oh, fucking right. So now my building's the color of that bag coming down the interstate. That's all you see with big black. And I put the lights that chase the building at night, and the signs are lit up with these big lights over the top.
Where y'all at?
In between Loyola and Williams.
Okay, I'm gonna try to look out for y'all. That's
Yeah.
like, will I pass y'all if I'm going?
Going to New Orleans, it's going to
Yeah.
be on your right.
Okay, bet.
Between when you come over that Loyola hump, the first hump, the
Uh-huh.
bridge, and you come down, it's to your right.
All right.
So we always passing. I'm about to make sure now.
Wait,
Yeah,
you were
now
saying you
check-
painted,
now
you
looking
painted
for
your
it.
office building
We
the
painted the
line
whole
or
Yeah.
your house?
No, the office.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying he painted his
Yeah.
house
Come
line
on,
green.
Duncan, keep up.
He just said our building. I just 20 minutes.
yeah, Yeah, no, it's like fuck it, we're gonna do something crazy.
No, that's badass.
Have you gotten any responses? Like people say, "Man, that's wild." Which
A lot of people didn't realize we were there.
Oh, yeah,
They're,
Now
like,
they- now-
taking a
now they
picture,
know.
Like holy shit.
Now they know.
Or, like I get a lot of Snapchats and shit, you know. But for me, it's like Brandon, right? Like I said, so like you hear we did a job or we do a job for you, and then you see the trucks, and now you see the building, and it just kind of like puts it all together. Like
3
they're
times.
established, you know. So it's like boom, it's checking the boxes. Sometimes people don't call you, they're like, damn, they're right here too. Like there's their building. Like, we just talked about them, you know.
Well-
So then it's like, hey, we saw y'all's office, and y'all actually did a job over here. It's like when they call, they're relaying a message of how they heard about us, you know, and it's like connecting the dots of building, you know, the trust in us.
So it's 3 points of contact before somebody decides to make a move on, like, subconsciously. Like, so like you just said,
Yeah,
building, your social media, your trucks.
yeah,
Now they trust. Like, why wouldn't they not trust you?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
No, for sure.
Well, I feel like too the landscape industry is very personal. I mean, it's your house. It's where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
live.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
Well,
when somebody trusts you on that level,
Well,
it's a
no.
whole different.
I'm glad you said that though. Did you ever have to deal with any clients where it's just like, hey, dude, look, this is the deal. This is what it is. This is what we can do. We you know, like anybody that like kind of like gave you like just some BS that you just you couldn't please. I
I
guess you
won't
could
take
say.
the job. I can feel it out before.
Yeah.
You know, I've had some that I get to the end and they don't want to pay, but that's also from a learning curve. Right now, it's deposits, signed contracts.
Yeah.
Early stages, you got people that know they can get over on you because, you know, I mean, fuck, I was 23 years old. You know, they can tell I'm a young cat showing up, just let's say taking on like a $5,000 job. You know, and then you know they can walk on you. They're older
Yeah.
cat. You know.
I saw a
Yeah,
video
do it,
on
do it, do
TikTok.
it,
A dude did that. He
and-
built a whole patio
Yeah,
and a whole cement, concrete, pretty thing with the lights and everything.
yeah,
Dude found one little thing or tried to make up something basically not to pay him.
yeah.
It was like, yeah, this is wrong. It was like, oh, so you're not gonna pay me? He's like, no, I'm not
Started
paying
smashing
you.
everything.
Fuck yeah, he did. He took a hammer, started breaking up all the concrete. And the
Damn.
dude's like filming him. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, you're not paying me. I'm breaking your shit. I'm taking my shit back. And I was like, oh man.
I've seen that a couple of times, like in like our glass shower or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Have you ever had to repo plants? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, give me that
No,
fucking
no.
shrub.
Oh, no,
Take a
what's
tree
even-
and going
what's-
home.
What's even worse? You ever had to repo a yard after you just sodded it? Like,
I saw that.
get
for a
on
bit.
it, get on this side, back on that pallet. And it's time to get
What's
back
from that
on the job.
movie? There was a movie. Was it Adam Sandler? No, not Adam Sandler. Shit, I don't even remember what movie. But they had to repo the yard because they didn't pay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, I haven't had that, but I've cut a lot of losses. You know,
Yeah.
cut a lot of losses.
It
Like
happens.
you said, you could
unfortunately.
tell early if they're gonna give you problems towards
Oh,
the
you
end,
can
where they
tell
just
it.
like nitpicking everything.
Well,
and-
that it's just like, you know, you can read somebody. I mean, at least I can. You know, I listen to what people say. You listen to the word choice they use. You know, like, what's this cost? Is that expensive? Is that gonna cost me money? Am I gonna have to pay for that? Like, they're using words that are like just cheap from the beginning. It's like,
yeah.
Why are you adding a late fee? You think
So-
I'm gonna be late?
so before I even take a job like that, I'm adding an extra percentage in it because I already know it's gonna be a headache, and the headache's gonna be worth it. You know?
That's a good. Actually, I like that you said that. That's a very good point. People asking for discounts already from the jump.
You know when
It's
somebody's like, I want this, and this, and somebody's asking, what this cost, what this cost, what this cost, what this cost.
Well, no, I'm glad you say that. But like we've had clients where every single time they like ask questions and stuff in the beginning, and all, or like, can I get a discount, or what, like itemize, like how we itemize,
Yeah.
and they try to pick stuff out.
Yeah,
Always have been a problem of a client, like, or did not work out, or whatever the case.
yeah.
Dude, I walk in, and Austin was an example of him. Or I just signed a contract with another big guy out here in Thibodeau area, and I literally went to him, showed him the price, where I got to sign, where I got to sign, like let them know what was up,
Yeah.
and like because they trust me, they know what I'm gonna do, and they
See, but like a customer like that, like when you're asking, like people don't name your budget or price or whatever, right? People like that have friends that are on the same level,
correct.
right? So
Yeah, it's all
it
about
just
who,
keeps
yeah.
kicking the bucket. You go to the next person, yeah. Sometimes when you get to people with money, they penny pinch, right? They want to feel like they're getting a good deal. But when you build these prices out, when you always put a little fluff and you make people feel good on the back end when you can work with them. You know what I'm saying?
Look, we'll get some stuff sometimes where customer might say, man, why are we getting charged this much? It's only 200 pounds. Yeah, 200 pounds that's got to go X amount of feet that you can't reach or this high. Like,
It's still the same equipment.
well, my point, yeah, exactly. Like, well, it's just 200 pounds. I don't care if it's 6,000 pounds. It's the same. We still got to go. This truck is still the one that's got to. Man, they can't fathom that. It still costs
You don't have a
me
200-pound crane for
Well, yeah.
small jobs.
Yeah, I
you
don't
know,
ever
you got
utilize
this the same
cranes.
crane.
I don't because I sub a lot on like my big tree workout.
Mhm.
But I definitely connect you with my arborist that does all my tree cutting and shit.
Who's-
Because they
When
always
you
fly
get into them
cranes.
big
Who's your tree
statues,
cutters?
Huh?
Who your tree cutter is?
My buddy Blake.
Blake, Domain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't realize y'all were buddies too.
yeah, from the same area.
Oh, dude. Well, we need to get Blake is actually gonna come on the podcast.
His dad actually owned a big maintenance company,
Oh, really?
and he has somebody else that cuts it for him, I think now, and he works with Blake doing the trees.
Yeah.
But that's how they like came up. I'm pretty sure his dad ran that.
Well,
grass service.
it's cool to watch that process and shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's badass. Like, they come out
They
there.
got some nice shit too.
Oh yeah, dude. They put on these helmets that look like they
They all
about to like.
mic'd up.
Yeah, they mic'd up and they look like they about to like do some like serious that like the helmets look badass. Like they look like they about to like they in a Halo game or something.
Yeah, it's
And they're about to like fuck some shit up. I'm like, damn. And then you see Blake coming down, sweating and shit, grabbing a big Powerade, gulping the whole Powerade down. He gets back up, cuts another piece of the tree down, throws it down. But like I didn't realize whenever I was watching them that it goes all that goes into it. Like Austin was explaining to me today, people don't understand with the cranes. If you have too much weight that you're pulling it, then you snapping that
Yeah, you
thing
go
and
shock load.
you go shock load it, or if it's not enough, then you go tilt the crane, whatever. Mess it
Yeah, I
up.
mean, you gotta have somebody that's skilled at cutting.
Oh, I didn't realize.
I was
that.
telling him the story. We had a guy. It was kind of funny. So, it depends on. We're very careful on tree jobs that we take. If you got a skilled cutter, then it's fine. It's not a problem if they know what they're doing. You don't want them to cut too big of a piece because it's at their mercy. Like once you're hooked up to it and they cut it, you got to hang on. You got to the crane's gonna handle it or it's not.
Yeah.
But we had this one guy and we were talking to him. And he was like, "Yeah, I could tell you exactly what that weighs." And we're like, "I mean, I'm sure you could get pretty close, but I mean, that's okay." He's like, "No, I'm telling you." He's like, well, he starts doing a calculation. He's like, "Yeah, he's telling us all this shit," and we're thinking, "All right, he's full of shit." Like he's starting to, he's going too much into it now.
Yeah.
Like he is. It's gonna be. I mean, come on, all right, dude. So he's like, "Yeah, it's gonna weigh about 8,000 pounds." Nah, pretty much. No, it's 8,000. That's what I'm going with. It's gonna weigh 8,000. I'm like, okay, we're gonna see. So the guy hooks up to her. He's like, all right, we're about to cut it. So I'm standing by my guy and we're like, hey bro, what's it weigh? He's like, boss, fuck. He said, it weighs 8,000 pounds. I said, get the fuck out of here. I said, oh man. I said, did we even tell this guy? Like, pump this fucking dude's head up. I'm like, fuck, we're not telling him shit.
Do cranes have like it can tell you how much the
Weight
thing you're holding
indicators,
weighs?
yeah. It's all.
Well, yeah,
it's all,
it
it's
has
all on the
to.
computer.
Okay, this might surprise you, but not everybody knows about.
No.
cranes. It's
There's
very
no,
old
yeah.
thing.
It's all calibrated to. It tells you the weight indicator.
Well, that
That's
was the
real
whole. That was
interesting.
the
I
whole
never
point
knew.
of the saying the shockwave thing about if you don't know whatever you.
Yeah.
listen.
So look, basic on the cranes for people that don't really understand, but all the operators go by load charts. Each crane has its own load chart, which means that basically the crane's rated to handle different weights at certain radiuses, which is your distance and and how much boom you have out and whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was crazy. Like, look, whatever calculation he did to figure out the weight and density of that tree, he figured it out.
He hit it on the head, huh?
And he was like, yo, but he was confident though. That was the crazy part. Cause normally when people are overconfident, a lot of times in experiences, they're like, oh yeah, this is not going to be close. He was like, yeah, it's going to be 8,000 pounds. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, right. Dude, it was 8,000 pounds on the head. I was like, that's wild. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting.
So what was the craziest thing you've been doing lately besides just like the landscaping? You been getting any other ventures?
I don't know, dude. I kind of went crazy for a couple years, when money started rolling in and shit. And I don't know, the last year and a half of my life been just slowing down.
Yeah, so y'all was on some fishing trips stuff, and then
Yeah,
y'all
we were
was
doing Costa Rica, Vegas, taking the yacht to, Key West, coming back around, hitting every city, partying, enjoying life. But I got my little girl and stuff now, so time slow down.
So when
Vegas
that car out
turns to
front, he's
Disney.
probably racing
Yeah.
Joe Cool.
I just got back from Disney.
Have you raced Joe Cool?
No,
No,
he's
you-
not.
What?
He's talking about Disney. Do you even
No, I know
you
that.
Joe
Yeah, he
Cool?
knows. We were just talking about him
Oh, that's
earlier.
true. Yeah,
That's
no.
why I mentioned. That's why I
Yeah,
brought it
no,
up.
no, conversation about
yeah,
that.
no. I wasn't around whenever y'all was talking about Joe Cool, but I was not. I didn't.
You were sitting there. You
Right.
just kind of phased
Yeah,
out.
I probably wasn't paying attention, but no, Joe Cool just went to Jacob and All's camp in Rip
Rip
River.
Rivers in Texas.
Yeah, that's badass.
I know your business must be doing good if you can afford to go to Disney right now. That's just expensive.
Dude, you know
as
they
hell.
actually said that it is cheaper to get on a flight and go to Japan,
To
Disney,
go to
than-
Tokyo Disney, yeah.
Yeah, Tokyo Disney.
We had
Then
5 people. It was like 20,000 for the week we were there. That's what it cost.
that's so
Add
crazy.
it all up.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I was doing stuff like buying like the burgers and stuff like that. Or I mean, not the burgers,
Well,
but
dude,
the,
my-
man,
the
just
toys and shit.
dude,
like
just
the
a
lightsaber
ticket per
burgers.
person a
Yeah,
day
you
is
get
like
one.
$400, huh? It's like $400 a person a
It's like
day.
$300 a ticket.
Oh yeah, some shit like that. A
Yeah.
ticket a day.
But still, I mean, you got lodging, and you do like the cool breakfasts with the characters, and then
Yeah, that's a $200 a pop.
Well, I'm just
every time.
confused
Yeah.
how a lot of these people afford Disney. Even like,
a lot of people plan for Disney. So like a lot of people get a travel advisor, and there's a lot of companies out there. So like you could say, all right, we're gonna go in 2028. That's what a lot of people do, I think, because I said the same thing. Like I do well, but I'm like, God, this shit is expensive.
Some people go every year.
No,
And
they
some
go every
people
year.
Yeah, but
My-
what they do is they plan for it, right? So they pay monthly. Like you might
Yeah, pay to
pay
drip
monthly
off,
for a
yeah.
gym and this and that.
they pay.
They
They
set
just
it up.
it finances it over time
Yeah,
and
and
it
then
pays
by the
off.
time your trip's here, it's paid for. So that's what a lot of people do. So they just budget for it.
That's what I do when I do my my Europe or my Asia trips when I go out. Plan it up ahead and you pay it all over time. So by the time you get there, it's good to go. It's all paid for. But now that
Yeah.
the Disney thing blows my mind because like when I was in high school, I was in LA and we go down to Disney. It was like $40-$60 to go for the day. Dude, it didn't cost that much. You just drive over, spend the day there, drive back. Even if you live near it at the one in Florida, man.
Well, my dad and them just went and they said how crazy the lines. Like, even to go and spend a day,
Yeah.
you barely get to do shit
We
because
hit
he
it on
said
a perfect time though. We hit it right after
Really?
Christmas break. All the kids went back in school.
he said there was an hour and 40-minute wait for one ride. Like, fuck, who's waiting that long? I'm
I get
not.
that.
I'm not.
That's
What?
actually smart. Go whenever
You
everybody.
go right after the breaks when the
whenever
kids,
the
because
kids
all the
are in
kids rush
school.
because they're out of school. You hit them right at
Yeah.
the end of those breaks when everybody's back.
Well, look, what's crazy? We used to go during Mardi Gras because that was a time where.
now they make it a Mardi Gras.
Well, no,
party.
that's what I'm saying. Now it's
Mardi
become.
Gras on Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, now it's become a thing. So now it's not a good time to go.
I enjoyed it honestly. It was
Mm.
cool.
Mardi Gras would be a good time because Disney was supposed to be here regardless of what TikTok said.
You know what's crazy?
Bro, y'all, yeah.
Go
I
start
was-
that again.
I went
Oh,
on
yeah.
a test track in Disney, and when you get out, this is in like 2021 or something. 2020.
What's what is test track?
So it's like basically like it's sponsored by GM, right? So like you get on this car and it like goes fast, all this crazy shit, right? But when you get out, every year they changing the cars out. So like what I'm getting at is there's like a showroom. So when you get off the ride and you're coming down, like you're walking through the hallways, you hit this museum. So it's like whatever the new cars coming out are there. So they had the C8 there, the Corvette, right? And I saw the C8 and I'm like, holy shit, that is a badass Corvette, which is a new model Corvette, right? It's the rear engine. It's like just came out. So like they got one in Disney in the showroom when you walk out to see this car, Dude, I walked out of there. We were walking, it's in the one where you walk around the world and eat all the food and stuff. I made it like 2 cities. I found a car online that I liked. And that's when I bought my first C8. In Disney, I bought the car over the phone within 30 minutes of getting off that ride. All right. I had it being shipped in to Jacob's house. So Jacob ended up taking delivery of the fucking car. He's sending me videos and pictures in this motherfucker.
He got the experience
Drop-
here before you.
dropping the top. Dude, I jumped on an airplane and left Disney 2 days early.
No way, just so you can go and see your car.
Just so I can go see the fucking new car that came in. I
What-
scheduled a plane and said, hey, I'm out. Told my family I'm out.
They're like, what are you doing?
Is that the one that you have downstairs, or that was the first one that you had?
That was the first one.
the first, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that one downstairs?
What's that one?
Yeah.
That's the Z06.
That one's a little bit better than that last one.
Yeah. So like it, yeah. So it's like Stingray, and there's different levels of Stingray, and there's Z06, and there's different levels of that. So that has, like,
I never really got hard into like the cars yet.
yeah. So that one's like wide bodied, makes way more horsepower. It's the baddest. that's an American-made Lambo. You know, it's
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that thing
it's
does 200 miles an hour.
Well, no, that's what somebody was telling me. Like, Corvette honestly makes like a lot of people were telling me if you could get like a sports car or a nice car like that. I was like, I was actually kind of talking, to be real with you, I was talking shit against Corvette. I was like, man, I would never get no fucking Corvette. Not whenever I could choose, if I could choose between a Corvette or a Lamborghini or whatever.
Yeah. But
It's
price
supposed-
point, you
no, price, no, even not.
tear a fucking Lamborghini up.
Yeah, I
with
know
that
what.
car,
No,
you know?
what they say Corvette though. They say go with Corvette. Corvette competes with all of them.
Yeah.
You can actually get it serviced around here,
Yeah.
and they said that actually it beats most of them
Yeah.
nowadays. So it's like, why not? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it's a better price than them too,
Yeah.
and it's probably just as luxurious.
No, for sure. I mean, there's different trim packages. I could push a button. That thing turns into a transformer. The hood opens up off the back. The top goes down. It flaps back closed, you know, so it's pretty cool.
I used to hate on Corvettes too, and then like they just used to look so plain for a while. I want to say in the mid 2000s up to like 2015 maybe, but then a few years ago they switched it and they started looking like Ferraris.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what they changed in the design, but it looked
Yeah.
like what they wanted to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy what that car can do, honestly. you
Now
know?
they turn heads for sure.
Yeah, I beat on that car. I beat on that car. Anytime I'm in it, I'm driving it, you know. But I don't really drive it that much no more. I'm in it maybe once every 2 weeks or so now, you know.
You're in it tonight because you're going to dinner somewhere in New Orleans.
Well, I just figure I can haul ass all the way here.
But no, that's what you said. You said you was gonna be here at like 3:50. So I was like, damn, I got a few minutes. Like I'm gonna be good. And then you call me 20 minutes early. Hey, I'm over here. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it said like an hour, 15
You
minutes.
find
I'm
you
in
ever
there
get
for-
fucked with more like by the cops and shit by getting pulled over because it kind of stands out? I mean, it's obviously you look at it, you're like, damn.
Yeah, but
Obviously, it's
what's
fast.
crazy, this sounds stupid, but it's a Z06. So, like, some cops see it and they're like, holy shit, that thing's badass, you know? Like, you got a lot of these cars that are roaming around that look the same, but, like, Z06, the king ding-a-ling. This thing's wide-bodied.
I was about to say, look, when you look at it, you're like, at
Yeah.
first you're like, damn, it doesn't even really look like a Corvette. It looks like a Lamborghini or a fucking.
Yeah, it does.
Me and Jacob, we left. We're going to a Cars and Coffee. We're coming over to Lulin Bridge. We got up. We're coming from his house in Lulin. We're coming up the ramp. We're going. And he got the Porsche. And we stomp it, and I'm walking him. And I saw the cop, so I let out, and he never let out. On the down ramp to go to like Destrehan exit or whatever, at the bottom of the Lulin Bridge, there was a cop sitting in the V. Dude, we passed him. I was doing like 136, but I had like hit the car in neutral, and he hit his car in like neutral. So we passed, it was just like, it didn't make any noise. You know what I'm saying? And dude, I just kept looking back, but he never came, bro. We just got back on it. But I had got up to like 173, 175. And then when I saw him, that's when I like choked back, but it was too late. So I just hit the car in neutral where it made no noise.
Bro, that cop's at the end of his shift. He's like, I ain't dealing with it.
Yeah,
Like,
he
holy, we
was
blew
like-
his doors off.
He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna catch him.
You know, he was like, fuck, Daz. I ain't dealing with
Yeah.
that shit today. I gotta go home to my bitchin' wife, whatever. He was like, fuck, Daz.
Dude, I called Jay. I'm like, dog, did you? He's like, I can't talk right now. He hung the phone up.
I'm too busy looking in the rearview mirror. He's like,
Nervous as hell.
And we got in the Metairie, and I'm driving crazy in and out of traffic and shit, and he's lost. I'm like, dude, are you gonna drive the car? He's like, dude, I'm done.
I don't even want to drive no more. Come
that's
pick,
crazy.
pick me up.
Cop pulls him over, just say, man, that's a really nice car you got.
Mhm.
Sheesh, man.
So what's like back on the kind of plants thing? What's something that people ask for a lot here that tends to struggle down here?
Robolini palms.
Robolini palms. What's
Like
that?
the palms you see, they have like 3 heads on them.
Yeah, but how the hell do you even know about that? Like,
They're-
who even finds
They're
that?
beautiful, and you know, people buy a lot of them. They plant them in pots. They put them around pools, and when the freeze comes, it's the first palm tree to go.
I had 2 palm trees that
And they don't come back. So like, you know, people plant evergreens that like get hit, like, you know, agapanthus, flax lilies, you know, different things, right? But when they die and they turn brown, kind of like with the plant your mom had, it comes back though. Robolinis don't, you know. So people sometimes grow these robolinis so big, and they're wrapping them for the winter, and they making it through winter after winter, and then they got this huge tree, and it's beautiful, and then one winter comes and just
That's it.
Does I've been seeing like around my neighborhood people like wrapping up their trees and shit. Does that even work?
yeah and no.
I mean,
right?
I feel like that's a waste of time.
This is
like,
what I say, right? So if you walk outside with an insulated jacket on, right, you're gonna stay warm, right? If you walk outside with a tarp over your head, what you think's gonna happen? You're gonna freeze your ass off
Yeah.
because it's not insulated. So if you're not properly wrapping plants like with insulated blankets like people do, some people do, and put heating lamps in it where it's actually building heat and holding the heat, you're not doing anything. You're wasting your money.
Yeah,
Because
but
we
does
do
the
the
plant not
insulated
need
blankets
sunlight?
and foam and stuff.
Yeah, but you're only wrapping it for a couple days.
No, I these dudes, I've got some next door neighbors. These trees been wrapped for like 3 weeks now, actually about 2 months now.
They're killing it for a different reason. At that point.
No,
I
they
don't
like wrapped in like they
That's
and
what
they
I'm
did
saying.
it like
It's like they're not killing it from the cold. They're killing it from
I can tell you
smothering
that last snowstorm we had killed both of them palms I got by the pond.
yeah.
Oh man, now I got, it looks stupid. I even thought about just to keep making instead of having to replant the shit because I know it's gonna die again eventually if we get some stupid cold. I thought about just getting like some artificial thing because I just still got the trees up. I just got 2 sticks sticking up. Two big all the shit's off of it. So I'm like, damn, man. To prevent this happening again, I was like, man, does anybody make like some really good artificial like things I could just put it that like
Hang on the top.
to make it look cool, but like not have to deal with.
I
Don't
did
worry.
do one crazy ass project. I bought all fake plants from this online company for this lady, and she paints them every year.
Like what you mean? Like
The
just
sun beats the color out of them.
Oh, and she no
paints the
shit.
fucking plants to
That's
different
crazy.
colors every year.
Hell
now.
yeah.
It's like only like 20 bushes, but she repaints them every year.
It looked good.
No.
about to say.
From the road, yeah, it's like a 30-footer. You know, like you drive past, you like, you know, it's simple. It's just like simple bushes.
But you go up close and
you go up
it's-
close, you're like, what
Look like somebody's
Hey,
kids
that-
went hard with paint with a
That'd be
paint.
funny if you just see like some woman and then she's dipping in what they call that we was talking about the other day, that hydro dip or whatever.
Oh, hydrographics, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like and like you just see go up to the flower and all of a sudden you just start seeing like Superman fighting Batman or something.
She starts hydro dipping the plants.
Yeah, that's funny.
You ever had anybody do, and I'm asking this because we wanted some, but cherry blossom trees?
Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple. I actually did a really big order of those for a guy for his hunting camp,
Yeah.
and I just shipped them straight to him, and he planted them himself
And those survive down here?
at his hunting camp in Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi.
Yeah, I was about to say I think I might know who you're talking about right now. Does he own like an oil company?
No, he's a contractor, one of the builders.
Why you looking at me?
Because I think I really know who he's talking about right now for some reason. Because I know, or unless it's just this crazy incident where there's another guy that ordered a shit ton of cherry
A lot of
blossom
people do it
trees.
because deer feed on them.
Okay, so
really?
so that makes sense. So yeah, probably okay. Because I know another guy but this guy that I know like built like a lodge. Like this ain't no like little cabin or nothing. This is a lodge, and he has some cherry blossom trees out there too. I guess
They're
for
beautiful
that.
too, you know.
for that
It's a good
reason.
scenery to look at.
Well, we had only looked into it because those jacarandas that my mom had wanted that kept dying. It's pink flowers, pink and purple flowers. So I was like, what's pink and purple that? And it's like, well, Japan, it snows there and it's hot and humid like
Yeah.
Louisiana. So I was like,
My
that
favorite
should
tree is a
survive here.
Chinese fringe tree.
Chinese French tree. What's that look like?
Like it has like the look of like a crepe myrtle, except it makes like real flowers. So it basically looks like this. Like I'll show y'all after. Like it looks like this on a tree. Like they have pink, white, different colors.
Yeah,
It's
like you see in
crazy.
Disney movies.
It looks fake, and it's like in China they're lined up on the
The
interstate.
Chinese.
And they survived down there?
Fringe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
They
Disney
go
movie.
dormant. They lose all their leaves, and then
It's like
Come
the
back.
ones in Disney.
no,
I mean, I might need a picture of
Like
that
on
because that
Kung
might
Fu
be
Panda?
something we go with.
maybe I don't know.
Man said Kung Fu Panda.
I'm at to see. I don't know.
You hit China and you go Kung Fu Panda
Yeah.
right away.
No, because there's actually a specific scene of what he's talking about with that kind of looking tree with the little raccoon master teaching the turtle master teaching Pow, whatever his name.
Fun
Is that-
fact: speaking of pandas are no longer extinct. They just announced that today.
Yeah,
Anybody
and then
want to know
supposedly
that?
Brand tried to tell me the other day that they have the red panda as a mix between a fox and a panda that ended up having sex. He definitely tried to tell me that.
Did you say it looked like that?
No, he's like, yeah, it's a crossbreed between a fox and a panda. I was like,
Yeah, I was
what?
about to say. I don't think that's.
I
a
was like,
thing.
how does that even work? But no, they do have.
Have
red
you ever?
pandas.
I know you were talking about earlier. You know, you get the request of plants and people want this stuff. Have you ever had them to where like, no, I gotta have this tree, and you're like, well, listen, it's not gonna survive, and do you do it anyway? Or you just hey, no, listen, we're not gonna even fool with that.
I don't take it because I have to warranty. The shit.
Okay, that's what
Yeah.
that was my question. I
Yeah.
figured, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't take it. I just say, oh, it's fine. You find somebody else.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I'm at a point now. I take it if I want it, and don't take it if I don't.
Yeah, well,
it's on you.
That's,
You
no,
know,
that's fair enough.
like if you go look at a job to make a crane lift, and it's like this is impossible. We need a helicopter. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, go get a helicopter.
go get a helicopter. You know,
Yeah,
because I'm not
facts.
risking my guys and
Yeah.
you know the money.
I mean,
You know-
there's nothing wrong with saying no to unreasonable customers. That's a good
Yeah.
practice to have.
Yeah, it is for sure. Certain things.
Yeah,
Certain things, but
yeah, facts.
I don't know. It's been a crazy ride. I'll say that, and it's been a short time, honestly. How fast we've grown, but
Yeah, like when y'all officially like started
like
back
after
up
Ida is when like this
So
all
20
kicked back off.
Yeah, so that's
2021
a-
or 2022.
22.
2022. So you're
Yeah.
4 years back, 4 years old technically.
Yeah.
Would that would be I guess? Do you feel like that whenever you quit, the first time and went to the plant scene? Do you feel like you regret that, or do you feel like that was a learning thing that you like happy that you
No,
did
so
do
like
it?
the refinery was like an awesome part of my life because I was able to like have the financials behind it, right? Like, I mean, I was making great money. I was able to buy, you know, a work truck and, you know, because it made money, but like it allowed me to make a blueprint of who I was, right? I had a couple contractors I was doing stuff for while I was there, and I was able to be financially stable even if the landscape wasn't doing anything, you know, because they'd go 2-3 weeks without a job while I was at the plant. You know?
Right.
And so the plant allowed me to make a lot of money to fund a side hobby, you know, to create the niche of what I've always wanted to do, you know. So like that was like my building block, and I worked with great people. I don't regret any of that. You know, I go to like stuff in St. Charles Parish and Dow's there. Like I hang out with everybody, kick the shit. They'd probably take me back tomorrow.
That's
know?
where you was at.
But
down.
I'll tell you this. So I had to do a little exit interview to leave, and it's pretty cool. And I told the guy, I was like, he was like, so you know, like why you want to leave and stuff. Like you're gonna be a grass cutter, because same thing you said, like it's just grass cutting, right? I'm like, no. After I was stuck there, I couldn't leave. Like they had helicopters laying food in the refinery. We were blacked out, like chemicals in tanks and shit. Like it was scary. Honestly, I was showering in a safety shower for the whole week, and it's rust coming out, no water, nothing, which is fine, right? We're making great money.
I
But
mean,
like
not
to
really.
me, it was like I'm stuck here. I don't even know what my house looks like. Nothing,
Yeah.
you know. So I was like, "You see that fence?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Supposed to keep people out, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, it's keeping me in." And he was like, "Son, you're gonna be all right." And I
You know what you
fucking-
should do? You should pull back over there.
The
And you,
interview was over. There was no more questions. The first question, and it's over.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a badass quote.
no, that is bad. That is badass. And you know what would even be better? Hey, pull in with your fucking car and be like, just sit out outside. When he comes outside, be like, so this is what a grass cutter's like, my guy.
so-
You fucking
I've
mic
actually
drop.
seen my
Yeah,
boss.
fucking.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
just peel
yeah.
off.
I ran into him.
Yeah.
What?
Seeing a refinery though, there's so many haters, man. It's
Yo,
like all these
fuck
old
yeah.
heads. They all hate each other.
Mhm.
You know, they all incompetent because you know, yeah, you make 180 grand, but their wife don't work. They got 2 kids, private school, brand new cars. They're broke.
Mhm.
They're broke. You get the same check, or there's no turnaround. You're broke because you got everything accounted for in that one check.
Well, they
So they're all miserable at work, drinking coffee, bullshitting about this one, that one. That's not me. I like talking to people. I like dealing with people. I like to go make $1. That's why I always hustled, making money.
Well, I feel like in those type of situations too, they build up employees to like get to these levels where like, all right, hey, we don't want you to leave. Like, I'll give you a little raise so they can afford to give the guy his
dude,
kids
it's-
travel ball team. So
You're
he can
saying that
afford
it's so crazy. Like people complain, like every year you get a 2.5 to 3% raise, right? And there's guys that would literally like beg for like 3.25, and you're talking about like 10 cents more, and like come back and be like, yes, you know, like so excited, like it's, you know, because they got more than everybody else that's on their team. You know, like I exceeded.
Oh, it's like you like
It's like a
fight-
dick measuring
Yeah,
contest.
dick measure. Yeah, you
They didn't like
fighting.
me because I had a Corvette then. I was the young buck. I was fucking 21 years old. Just built a house, Corvette. The old heads are showing up in these old fucking Ford Rangers and shit, acting like they broke, but they got 3 hunting camps.
Yeah,
You know, fishing camp, hunting camp, and a house paid off. But they hating on me. Like you got the same shit in a different way. That's what I like to do.
yeah.
You know. But it was always just a shit box. Everybody telling on each other. You know, it was a great job, great people, but like at the end of the day, it's like people get refined behind that fence, like I said, you know, and it's like when you clock in, it's like everybody's miserable. When you clock out, everybody has a great time, but like behind the gate, it's like jail. It really is.
Yeah, in a shit contest, a shit whatever, a shit
Yeah.
measuring
Pissing
contest.
match.
It's a match, yeah.
I didn't know
What
that
he-
one.
what he
too,
said?
but-
Said shit in contest.
Yeah. Yeah, who said that? You? Yeah, that's
Oh,
uh,
no,
Fine,
whatever.
dick
that's a
measuring
different. That's a different
contest.
kind of
Yeah.
contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like you gave everybody like some good value though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's for anybody that wants to start their own business.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, for anybody, for the people, you know, it's just find your niche. You know what I'm saying? And who would think that your video the company, you know, your advertising marketing company, when they drive past this building every day, is up here in this office, and there's all of this here, you know, and that's your niche, you know. So whatever your niche is, you got to find it, right? If you want to open a business, find your niche, find what you like to do, and you can make it whatever you want, you know, because you love to do it, right? I could say I love to go into the refinery, but I didn't. Nobody going there does, right? But I could tell you when I wake up in the morning and I go sell a job, and 2 weeks later I see the finished product,
It's rewarding.
I love my niche, you know? I got customers posting on Facebook, tagging other people, big thank you text messages. You know, it's rewarding. You don't get that working for somebody. You don't, you know? You get pat on the back, you get a paycheck, you know? So, like, my friend group is this big. I got about 5 people I could talk to in a day if I want to call somebody.
Oh,
I
it
got
gets
a
smaller
problem.
and smaller and smaller.
It's so small, about maybe 5 people. You know what my real friends are? My customers. I talk to them all day, every day. You know, they call in, hey, can you do that? Bullshit, you know? So
Got a
that
list of
becomes your
haters
friends.
though. Them haters on the
Oh, dude.
list.
Yeah, dude, I just went through a divorce last year, and dude, the amount of haters I got, it's unreal. You know, you hearing Gavin's going broke, like just crazy off the wall shit. Like, I got everything and more I had before I went through a divorce, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just
They said
it's crazy what people picture,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
or when they-
Perception in little towns, and you know
when they talk, it's crazy how fast some BS
the
gets
stories
spread.
you
Yeah,
hear,
yeah.
the rumors. It's like, dude, go kick a dick. You know, you have no idea. I don't even wake up and think about y'all in a day. I wake up and
That's what I'm saying.
like, I have so much going on in my life on my business side. Like, I don't even know what y'all are talking about. It
I had
sounds
to-
retarded.
I kind of had to explain that to my fiance at one point, where it was just like, baby, look, I was just like, people are gonna talk and lie and say bullshit because look where we at, look at what we doing, we up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's it. Like
It's
Jay
like-
tells me, he's like, if you can't control it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, straight up, straight up. I like that.
Straight facts.
Let everybody know where they can find you, like on your socials, and then like
Sure.
where they could contact you at, basically if they're looking to get something done, and then make sure, guys.
Company
No
website,
brokies.
location, all that.
Yeah.
So to reach us online, you can look us up at blakeleyslandscaping.com. You can call in at 504-782-2135. And then we're on all social media platforms under Blakely's Landscaping, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and you can see all of our day-to-day projects.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Appreciate
Hit him
you
up,
calling.
guys.
I got hella problems. Don't need no shovel handle, dirt with choppers. You get your issue, you try killing me. Eliminate all contenders.